It is unfortunately a sad day for Project Motor Racing. Yesterday, they made an announcement with a typical splash art image and a statement basically saying that they were having to cut the team short. This comes as the release was woeful, the updates were pretty frequent but have since died down, and the general reception of Project Motor Racing was pretty and is still pretty negative on the Steam reviews and the concurrent playship. It is really frustrating to put your all into a game and get really hyped for the release and then have it be very disappointing. As you guys have known, I've been covering it since way before the release when Giants first announced that this is what they were doing. I don't know who's at fault. I don't know whether it's the CEO clapping back at people on Twitter with really nonsensical replies, whether it's down to Giants pushing the release for a window that suited them and not really suiting the game, or whether the devs simply took on more than they could, as a result, failed miserably to deliver on what was otherwise a promising project. However, what I do know is that layoffs are not the answer. They are not going to help with everything that they discussed in the statement, and they are not going to help with player confidence. A smaller team means less updates. A smaller team means longer times between those updates, and the updates might not be up to standard. There's going to be more pressure, and hopefully not, but possibly more crunch time as well for updates and DLC that are planned in the future. I think instead of indulging in layoffs, you should take a leaf out of Jim Stephanie Sterling's book and just make it so that the CEO and the publishers take a massive pay cut instead of actually punishing the people that are putting the work in day in, day out to bring games that we enjoy. I do not believe that laying off the Straight 4 team is the right course. I do not believe that Giants should have taken on the publishing aspect because, in my opinion, they just don't have the experience or apparently the money and definitely not the manpower. It is no secret how disappointed I have been with Farming Sim this year after such a strong showing from 22. I can't help but wonder if a lot of the reason for that is because they were spread so thin with trying to do Project Motor Racing as well in a publishing role, as well as also developing Farm Sim continually. I don't know whether they have been stretched so thin money-wise as well, because the DLCs are less, the prices are higher, and the tactics they've introduced with the farming DLCs seem very scummy and almost money-grabby. It fills me with dismay that this is the state of Giants and Straight 4 at the minute. It fills me with dismay when I see a game that has such potential leading to such failure. In my opinion, the only one that should really be punished are the executives and the CEO and Ian Bell for making such lavish promises that could realistically never have been fulfilled. The devs do of course take some of the blame, but losing their job in December right before Christmas is not it. This is not going to lead to a better gameplay experience. This is not going to lead to a better game. This is not going to bring people to your game when they see that your team is being slashed because of finances, because as a punishment for the game not being good enough. And yet, as we have seen in the gaming industry time and time again, even if you have a very successful game, you can still face those layoffs because perpetual money growth and the fantasia of that begets itself. The gaming industry is not in a good space right now, and it hasn't been in a good space for a long time. When you see other games and competitors in the simulation market, such as SCS, unloading with a 72,000 player concurrent count after the release of the new DLC, 13 years after the original release of the game, and then you look at something like Project Motor Racing, which has Giants' wealth of experience and a fairly decent game engine, just not being up to snuff. I can't help but wonder whether Giants pushed Straight 4 to release the game earlier and in the state it was in to line up with their DLC release of Highlands Fishing, which also, in my opinion, should have probably been left a bit and been released in either late December or early January. I don't know what the future holds for Project Motor Racing. I don't know whether it can survive this storm. I don't know whether the updates are going to come at all. And if they do, how long it's going to be between update 1 and update 2, what they're going to focus on, how they're going to improve it, and Lord knows what the DLCs are going to look like. I'm scared and I'm worried, because if this is what's happening to Straight 4, then as a Giants partner, I have to wonder what's going to happen to the Giants team as well. Is this going to be a knock-on effect? Do they have the money in stores safe and separate for Farm Sim to continue in the way it has been? Is Farm Sim quality going to go down because they don't have the funds that they were hoping to get back from Project Motor Racing sales? Or is it a case of Giants have actually pocketed all of the money, which is why they're having to indulge in layoffs for the Straight 4 team, because Giants have successfully secured it all to keep Farm Sim running? I don't know whether Giants are going to try other publishing projects, and I really don't think they should. But overall, I'm just sad. I'm sad for the devs. I'm sad for the state of everything, and I'm sad that one of the games I was really, really looking forward to this year has crashed and burned in a flit of just utter desperation. Let me know in those comments down below what you think is going to come next. Do you think that Project Motor Racing can actually survive this? Do you think that they can come out with DLCs and updates at a decent enough pace to get people interested again? Or do you think that the game is dead on arrival after the first week, even with the updates? Do you think that the negative Steam reviews, the myriad of issues that the game had, and the fact that they've now slashed the team is going to cause the game to just wither away and not become anything again? I don't know the future, but what I do wish is that the team at Straight 4 land on their feet. I hope that the people that have been laid off find a more secure job that they can put their heart and passion into. I know that other companies have already reached out and offered them temporary jobs to get them back on their feet, which is honestly fantastic. And it's good to see other companies still willing to help developers out. Let me know in those comments down below what you think. And I'm sorry that this is quite a defeatist tone of this video, but I hope to see you all in the next one. Ciao, ciao.